Hello and welcome to the Energy Executive Insider, the platform where we explore leadership, policy, and innovation, shaping the future of the energy sector. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Tamnomiebam, and today we are unpacking insights from the latest IRENA report. And that's the report by the International Renewable Energy Agency, popularly known as IRENA, on global renewable energy capacity and what it means for emerging markets, particularly Africa's energy transition journey. The first thing we're going to be talking about from the current report is the big global picture. According to IRENA's latest findings, the world added record levels of renewable energy capacity, with solar and wind continuing to dominate new installations. Solar energy alone accounts for the majority of new capacity, highlighting how rapidly costs have declined and how scalable the technology has become. However, while global renewable energy capacity continues to expand, the distribution remains uneven. The majority of these additions are concentrated in Asia, Europe, and North America, while Africa still accounts for a very small share of global renewable installations. This highlights a significant paradox. Africa holds some of the world's greatest renewable resources, yet it remains one of the least electrified regions globally. Hence, that becomes a problem. The second aspect is the investment gap, and this is one of the major takeaways from the IRENA report, is that it is persistent investment gap in developing economies. And while global investment in renewables continues to grow, capital flows remains heavily concentrated in advanced economies and China. For Africa, the challenge is not a lack of resources or opportunities, but rather financing, regulatory certainty, and project bankability. Now, bridging this investment gap requires stronger policy frameworks, blended financing models, and deeper collaboration between government, development institutes, and private sector investors. Another thing we would like to highlight from the IRENA report is the role of distributed energy. The report also highlights this increasing role of distributed renewable energy solutions. Mini grids, solar home systems, and decentralized power generation are becoming critical tools in expanding energy access. For many African communities, off-grid and distributed systems may not be a temporary solution. They may be the fastest and the most viable pathway to electrification. This is why innovation across the renewable energy sector and the renewable energy service companies, popularly known as the RESCO, must model project financing structures and local capacity development will be essential. Now, the best and my favorite part of what we're going to be discussing is leadership and workforce development. And I'm certain you already know this is my forte. Hence, another key dimension that often receives less attention is the human capital requirement. I made a section on that so you can watch that. But the IRENA report shows that renewable energy across Africa will require engineers, project developers, financiers, policymakers, and technicians who understand the sector deeply. And this is why initiatives focused on capacity building, leadership development, and workforce preparation are becoming increasingly important as the industry grows. The energy transition is not only about technology, it is also about people and institutions and leadership. Hence, why we need to invest in this. The fifth segment would be what this means for Africa. The message from the IRENA report is clear. The global energy transition is accelerating, but Africa must move faster to ensure it does not fall further behind. With the right mix of policy reforms, investment frameworks, innovation ecosystem, and talent development, the continent has the potential to become the major renewable energy powerhouse in the world. Now, the opportunity is not only about powering homes, it is about driving industrial growth, economic resilience, and sustainable development. This transition to renewable energy is no longer a future conversation. It is happening now, and Africa cannot be left behind. Hence the big question. Policymakers, investors, and NGO leaders, the big question is, how do we ensure Africa captures its fair share of the transformation? Thank you for joining me on the Energy Executive Insider. If you found this conversation insightful, please share it with your colleagues and fellow energy professionals who are passionate about shaping the future of our sector. Until the next episode, keep leading, keep building, and keep driving impact in the energy sector. I love you and thanks for watching. I rate Dr. Alex Labdobeba.